Hello, I'm Dr. Crompton and I'm here to talk to you about AI and perception. Perception is one of the main components of artificial intelligence. It is very important. It's the way the machine, the computer, takes in the data and is able to do something with that data. So, perception is actually based on human perception, which is the ability to see, hear, and become aware of something through the senses. If we look here at AI, machine perception, it's a process of acquiring, interpreting, selecting, and organising sensory information. It's basically trying to replicate what we are doing as humans, what we find kind of natural and probably very easy. Or do we? So take a look at this image. In this image here, you can see clearly it's a room. It's a large room. It's got 6 big windows. It has a mirror. There are 4 chairs with fabric, kind of white fabric. And there are 2 footstools, tables. Now look very carefully. I think you'd agree there were 2 footstools, tables there. But actually, if you look at that image, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. However, we know without even really thinking about it that there's a mirror there. So the 2 footstools are replicated there in the mirror to make it look like there's 4. But we know very clearly that there's 2. So we're kind of feeling quite good. You know, humans are good at perception. So how good are we at perceiving things and visually taking in data? Take a look at this image. Have a good look. Okay. What did you see? What was that image of? Did you see the person? At this point, you're probably thinking, did we get the wrong image? I saw lots of coffee beans. Let's take a look again. Can you see the person? You have lots of coffee beans, but take a look down here. So, we think we're fairly good. We think it's a very, very simple thing to do, to be able to look at something and be able to see, collect that data and be able to say, okay, it is this. But perceptions are really, really tough, even for our perceptions. Have a look at this one. This is another human failing in perceptions. Can you see where there's white dots and black dots? Can you count them? How many white dots are there? How many black dots? So where those lines cross, there is actually only white dots. There are no black dots on there. But I'm looking now and I'm seeing all sorts of black dots appearing in different places as my eyes move across to different places. Where we focus, it appears white. But further around on our more peripheral vision, there's black. But there's not really. It's just the way the data's being taken in, and humans are not actually as good always at perceiving as we might think they are. Take a look at this one. Especially if you look in the middle there. Take a look at that middle circle. Can you see the movement of the other circles? There's actually nothing moving on this image. Again, our perceptions are telling us something actually that's not there. So while we find this difficult, to replicate this in a computer is a very tough thing to do. So let's take a look at machine perception. So looking at this image here, we can see very clearly what that is. It's 2 people on a bike, and in nice greenery, shrubbery, on kind of a track there. Let's have a look how the machine does it. So first of all, it takes out the unnecessary things. It focuses on the main things in the image. Then, it's not quite sure at the moment exactly what those two things are, but it breaks it down a little further and it says, okay, I can see a wheel, I can see a foot, I can see an arm, I can see a head, and the same on this side. On this side I can see an arm here and an arm here, foot, and wheel. So it's starting to break down, piece those little bits to find out what they are. So then it has something like this: head, arm, wheel, foot. So again, it's got rid of any other extra information and it's kind of picking out the major points. And then it goes, oh, it's a person on a bicycle. And there's another person on a bicycle. So I'm seeing here two people on a bicycle. Two separate people on two separate bicycles. So they've gone through a process. We see it as very quick, but they've had to go through a process of, first of all, looking at the bottom there, at the image, moving it to get rid of the surplus information there, focusing then on the key points, taking everything away and putting those key points together to then say, okay, there's a person on a bicycle, there's another person on the bicycle. So you see how a computer does it to how we do it. So when we're talking about perceptions, there is so much more for it to be replicated. That's what's so special now as we look at augmented reality and its ability to be able to do some of these things. Do you remember the picture of the beans? A computer would actually be able to spot that face, where we didn't actually do. We saw just lots of coffee beans and thought, oh, coffee beans. A machine would actually be able to pick out that. So as you're going through this course, have a think about how all this works. It's really important to be able to get it across to our students about how it works and how what may seem easy to us is not easy to a machine. And we have to think about how it does it. And then also on the limitations of how far can it go in replicating what we can do.